Look at the sheer volume of people flooding the streets of Tehran. This is the funeral procession for Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, his casket draped in green and white, moving through a sea of millions of mourners. But the ceremonies happening right now represent a temporary pause. For global security analysts, this mourning period is a ticking geopolitical clock, marking a brief calm before a highly volatile storm. To understand why the tension is so high, we have to look back to February 28th. Following years of disputes over Iran's nuclear noncompliance, the United States and Israel initiated a sudden military campaign. This satellite view shows the sprawling Natanz nuclear site in the desert, one of several heavily fortified facilities hit by precision bunker-busting munitions. The strikes were designed to dismantle the regime's nuclear capabilities and military infrastructure. Those strikes succeeded in killing Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, along with top security chiefs like Ali Larijani and the commander of the Basij forces. A heavily armed state, which serves as the central nerve of the Middle East's proxy network, has been suddenly stripped of its leadership, creating intense global volatility. Iran immediately fired back. They launched barrages of ballistic missiles, targeting United States and United Kingdom military bases stationed on the island of Cyprus, placing thousands of allied troops directly in the crosshairs. The retaliation quickly expanded beyond conventional airstrikes. Major U.S. corporations began experiencing severe cyber attacks, while Iranian-backed proxy forces mobilized heavily along the Lebanon-Syria border, waiting for the order to strike. Inside Iran, the internal toll of the American and Israeli bombing campaign is severe. In a matter of days, the airstrikes displaced over 3 million civilians, forcing them into devastated urban centers and makeshift shelters. The regime then executed its most damaging economic retaliation, laying mines and attacking commercial ships directly within the Strait of Hormuz. By blocking one of the planet's most vital energy corridors, Tehran forced a local military conflict onto every global shipping lane and into the gas tank of every American driver. Several oil tankers in the Gulf have already been hit by unknown projectiles, killing at least one seafarer. The deadly attacks prompted Iraq to entirely close its oil terminals. Qatar's reputation as the world's safest supplier of liquefied natural gas disappeared in days. Shipping companies are refusing to send these massive, vulnerable carriers through the active combat zone. President Donald Trump demanded that NATO and China step in to police the strait. When European allies balked at joining the conflict, Trump publicly stated that the United States does not need the help of anyone. Meanwhile, the Pentagon is preparing for an extended campaign. The U.S. military is currently pouring B-1 and B-52 bombers into Europe, positioning them for sustained operations against Iranian targets. The longer these trade routes remain paralyzed, the closer the global economy drifts toward a severe inflation event. The pressure on international markets is forcing this conflict toward an inevitable climax. All intelligence eyes are now locked on Tehran. The moment the mourning period officially concludes, the surviving members of the regime will have to establish control. The immediate question is who will consolidate power. Analysts are closely watching figures like Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the late leader, to see who emerges from the surviving hardliners to take the mantle of supreme leader. The new leadership could leverage the intense anger from the funeral to launch a massive, coordinated proxy war. This scenario would activate Hezbollah, Iraqi militias, and the IRGC to overwhelm U.S. and Israeli defenses across multiple fronts. Alternatively, there are signs of possible de-escalation. Iran has quietly set conditions for peace, and back-channel negotiations are taking place. Qatari mediators are reporting progress in indirect talks between the U.S. and Iran. If successful, this could secure a ceasefire and unblock the Strait of Hormuz before global markets completely crash. The absolute first decisions made by this untested, newly formed leadership circle will dictate exactly what happens next. They hold the power to choose either diplomatic de-escalation or a full-scale, multi-front war. With Ali Khamenei now buried, the rigid system of power he maintained for nearly 40 years has disappeared overnight. With the United States military already operating under strict war power deadlines, the window for a peaceful resolution is rapidly evaporating. As the smoke clears from the funeral ceremonies, the coming days will reveal the choice: either a quiet return to the negotiating table or a multi-front conflict that involves the entire region.